Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ballewga Whale, and for the first time, you guys are seeing me. This is what I look like. Couple things, I guess I'll just run through. And sorry, I'm probably gonna look down in the corner like this a lot, because that's where I see myself on my second monitor, and it's kind of weird to look at the camera. Or maybe I'll just look at the screen. I probably won't talk actually to the camera very much, but this is what I look like. A couple things. These are gunners. They're not actually reading glasses or anything. I don't have to wear them, so this is what I look like to people in real life, but while I'm on my computer I'm gonna be wearing them, so you guys will be used to me looking like this. And my hair is a little bit shorter than normal, but whatever, you'll see when it grows out. None of that's important, but this is what I look like. I know for a lot of you this is the first time you're ever gonna see me, so hello. If you checked out my streams, I've been streaming with my webcam on, but this is the first time that I've included it in a YouTube video, but it's going to be in all the videos from now on, most likely. Unless if for some reason I feel like I don't need a webcam in a video, but whatever, I don't mind being on camera at all. It's just I didn't have a webcam. It's not like I have one, I don't want to use it, I just didn't have one. So anyways, hello, it's me. Now today we're going to be talking about patch 6.16, and it's a really tiny patch. It's not going to take us long at all to talk about the patch. I am working on a Kale in-depth guide. This is the next in-depth guide that's coming out. It should be out in a few days. And also, I'm going to start a little segment on all the patch analyses called like power picks. I'm just going to give you a power pick for every single role. So it'll be 5 different champions. They're not necessarily the best in their role. They might be, but it's more like stuff that I've just noticed is really good and you guys should watch out for. But that'll be at the end of the video. So first, we'll just go ahead and talk about patch 6.16. I know we haven't had a patch notes in like forever, but I've just been busy. I don't want to waste a bunch of time talking about all the excuses. So anyways, first thing, they released Kled. My general opinion on Kled is he's good, but I think he's really complex. And I don't think you should try and pick him up and go straight into ranks, but a lot of the stuff on his kit is really good. Like, for example, his 2 health bars, I mean, straight up, that's really good. And he also goes invulnerable while he transforms for like a split second. But that split second can be like a huge deal, as you probably know if you play League. So that's really annoying and good for Kled players. And also his ult's really good. It's good and it's bad. It's good because he gives like a huge movement speed boost to all of his teammates if they want to travel in the same direction, and that's obviously awesome. It's like a giant Galio E pretty much. The bad thing is it's automatically pathed, so you can get thrown off really badly by things like Anivia's wall or pretty much any terrain modifier that would make you change direction. The game auto paths you, so you can't like wait until the wall goes down and then hop over it. You would immediately turn around and find the long way around the wall. So just that, his ult has good and bad. He's really complex. He's got, of course, like 2 abilities pretty much on all of his abilities, and he has a certain playstyle, so I think he's good. I don't think he's overpowered, and I think that's going to take a while for a lot of people to actually learn him. So he might turn up, like maybe next patch turns out Kled is actually really strong. Maybe I'll pick him up then and start playing him, but right now I'm not super impressed by him. Either way, I don't think he's like really bad. I don't think he's really good. He just exists. Okay. Next up, they nerfed Irelia. She needed this. Irelia has been pretty much a must ban in all of my ranked games, so I imagine she's really strong. I mean, I don't ban her, but my teammates have been banning her in all of my queues. Now her passive works a little bit differently. Instead of just getting tenacity based on how many enemies are around, she gets tenacity based on how many enemies are around compared to how many allies are around. So what this means is in lane phase, it's about the same. I think it's a little bit weaker. I'm not sure, but it's about the same as it was, and ganking her is still a little bit difficult. But in team fights, it's way, way, way worse, because if she's in an even team fight, then she barely gets any tenacity. So she needs to fight alone, which of course, even if she has a bunch of tenacity, it's not even going to help her that much. So this is actually a really big nerf to kind of late game Irelia, and she's still really strong in lane. And overall, I think Irelia is still fine, but this is definitely this definitely really changes how her kit works, because usually late game she's just really hard to deal with, but now, unless if she's by herself, which of course then it's kind of easy to deal with her, she's not gonna have any tenacity at all. Okay, so next, Leona, they gave her like a clarity thing. They didn't even change anything. Now it just displays text, so whatever. Lulu, they slightly buffed, but it's not that big a deal. It's not like this makes Lulu OP. I played with a few Lulus this patch. Haven't seen anything too impressive either way. So I think it's, you know, it's cool. I mean, she gives more bonus attack speed to people she W's. So maybe with certain AD carries like Kog'Maw or Twitch or something, it's a big deal. But as far as what I've seen, it's kind of negligible. That's the word I'm looking for. It's really not that big a deal. Mordekaiser, they not buffed. I mean, technically it's a buff, but basically they just bug fixed almost all of Mordekaiser's ult. And if you've played Mordekaiser, you know that his ult is just fucked up. I mean, now hopefully most of it's fixed, but for the most part it's just been really hard to work with, and it's been messed up for a really long time. So it's a good thing that Riot actually did that and, you know, tried to address all the problems that it's had. Sorry, my head said. Alright, next up, Nautilus. They buffed Nautilus. Oh yeah, one more thing before we continue. I have on an Echo t-shirt. Wow, Echo. Oh, I bought a few t-shirts from Riot's merch store. Just wanted to show you guys. For the first video, I figured it was pretty appropriate to have on my Echo shirt. First video with me on the channel. But anyways, they buffed Nautilus. He now stuns longer with his ult, and this buff isn't really like significant at all, especially for us if you're trying to jungle Nautilus, because Nautilus's problem has never been he doesn't have enough CC. You know, Nautilus has plenty of CC. He has so much CC to spare, and all they're doing here is giving him a little bit more CC. I mean, it is a buff, don't get me wrong, it's a buff, and of course that in turn will help him, but he needs more damage in order to be a jungler. He simply does not clear the jungle quickly enough to keep up with other junglers, so really this buff doesn't mean anything to us in the jungle. Now, top lane Nautilus probably makes him a little bit better. I still don't think he does enough damage to be a top laner either. Support Nautilus, it's a pretty significant buff for that role, because obviously as a support, all you want is someone who's tanky who has CC. Well, from Nautilus, that's all you're expecting. So a little more CC probably helps him a lot there. But as far as how I'm concerned, it's not enough for Nautilus, and I don't think he's very good in the jungle right now. Sona, they nerfed her early game hella hard. I didn't know Sona was good, but I mean, they nerfed the shit out of her, so she must have been kind of strong. I hadn't seen any Sonas. I've been playing a lot this patch and last patch. Had not seen many Sonas at all, and when I saw them, it wasn't like, oh my god, Sona's crazy. But they nerfed her down very harshly for early game, and then late game it kind of balances out to kind of near where it was. Not exactly, but it's not so bad, so take that as you will. Sona's a little bit weaker laner early game. Whatever. Next up, we got Victor. Victor, they completely changed, well, not, I mean, completely is the wrong word. They changed a lot of the aspects of his ult, but it's pretty much the exact same thing. They took off a little bit of the maximum movement speed, and they added it to the minimum movement speed, but they made it decay a little bit quicker. So all this means is, unless if you're a Victor player, you probably won't even be able to tell what they've done to his ult. So for like me, I don't really care, but they made it a little bit weaker overall. Is what all these stat changes mean. So it might frustrate you a little bit as a Victor player, but I mean, he's kind of in the same boat as Sona. I saw a few Victors. I didn't think they were that impressive. I didn't think Victor was overpowered, so I don't really know why they're focusing on changing his ult, but it's different now. That's all you need to know. It's a little bit different now. It's a little bit weaker than it was before. And that's actually all of the champion changes. Now, they introduced this last patch. They didn't say much about it. It's really not a big deal. All this does is it tells you, depending on what roles you pick, it'll give you kind of like an estimate of how long it's going to take. And everyone already knew how this worked. Everyone already, well, how this works, in case you didn't. I say everyone, but I'm sure not everyone knows this. Basically, if you want to play your role, then you need to pick your role, and whatever role is going to take you the longest to find a game. And it's always mid lane. I mean, everyone that I've talked to knows that you pick your role, and then mid lane is second. And since everyone does this in League, it's really unlikely that you're actually going to get mid. Like, you'll get it every now and then, but it's unlikely. So that means you're more likely to get your own role. Now, if you can't play mid, don't do this, because you still need to be able to play mid decently, you know, because you are going to get it every now and then. And if you're just a really bad mid, then you're just going to lose every game that you get mid. But it is worth learning mid right now to a certain degree. Like, my favorite thing to do is play kind of supportive mids like Karma, but it's worth learning mid a little bit so that you can put it second, so you get your main role a lot more. In case you didn't know it, that's pretty much how it works. And all this is they added a visual in game. Last thing, they have a bunch of bug fixes. I'm not even going to really talk about these because they're bug fixes, so technically they shouldn't have been in the game in the first place. But there you go. If you want to read them, you can pause the video right now if you can see it, or you can just go check out the patch notes yourself. Now, last things last, I guess. We have SKT skins coming out, and then Kled as a release skin. Don't really care about any of this, so I'm not even going to talk about it. So now we'll go ahead and move on to the power picks, and I am actually going to have like a over there. There'll be like a little champion will pop up on you guys' screen, but we're going to talk about each one. So top lane, it's actually Alawi. I was going to say Darius, but I'm actually going to talk about the two of them. I know I said I was just going to give you one, but the power pick is Alawi. Darius, I think, is the best top laner right now. He has a really strong laning phase, and then as long as you build tanky, he's actually really useful in the late game. So overall, Darius probably is number one. But Alawi, surprisingly, is actually really good top lane, and that's why I wanted to actually talk about her. The most recent buffs, they reworked how her Force of Will... No, that's one of Syndra's spells. Test of Will or whatever. You know, the thing where she grabs you and then a ghost pops out and then she tries to fight it. They reworked how that works, and they reworked how the tentacles hit you, and it made her a lot stronger and a lot harder to deal with. So I think Alawi's a lot better. I don't think she's, you know, the best. She still has a lot of the same problems she did before, which are mostly if your team runs away from her ult, she doesn't do that much. But overall, I think that she's a lot stronger than she was, and she's definitely someone to watch out for, and that's the whole point of me talking about them in the power picks. So top lane, Slawi. Mid lane, surprisingly, I'm actually going to say Echo. So as far as Echo in the jungle goes, I know there's this new top laner build for Echo that's like Triforce and tanky AD or whatever, but I don't care about that. It's fine if you guys ask me questions about like laning Echo, but I don't play Echo in lane. I've said this a lot, and I'll probably have to keep saying it for the rest of my life, I guess, but or however long I play League. Echo, for me, playing him in jungle and playing him in lane are two very different things. It's two completely different play styles for me, and I don't like laning on Echo at all. I've done it in a few videos because you guys have requested it a lot, but I do not do that in my free time personally at all. I do not lane as Echo. So as far as the new top lane Triforce build Echo, I don't care about it because I never lane Echo in the first place, so it makes no difference to me. However, I've heard it's good, I guess, so if you want to try it out, I don't even know what the build is. I haven't researched it at all because it is meaningless to me, but that's as far as top lane Echo. Now in the jungle, if you've been following my build, if you saw the recent Echo update to my in-depth Echo guide, that build has I've had phenomenal success with that build. I mean, it feels like Echo is, while using that build, and now that I've got the hang of it, I feel a lot more like I'm playing Echo back at near the end of Season 5 or the beginning of Season 6 before they really started to nerf tank Echo. Like, it's really fun, it's really successful, and you get your job done, which is kind of pressuring their backline. So overall, I think Echo is really good in the jungle. I know that you guys probably already think about Echo a lot, but that's going to be this week's power pick for jungle, because just using that build, I just had phenomenal success with it. Mid lane, I'm going to talk about LeBlanc. I've seen a few LeBlancs. She's pretty popular, but she's not like super popular. But I've seen a lot of LeBlancs, and I've seen them doing a lot of things right. So one of the things they recently changed in League, I don't know what patch it was since I've been playing that much, but they made teleport be 4.5 seconds instead of 3.5 seconds. And originally teleport was like 2 seconds, I think, before they started nerfing it. But anyways, the point is it takes almost 5 whole seconds to get a teleport off. So taking teleport in mid lane is a really bad idea. It still kind of makes sense in top lane because top lane's so far away, and pros might still be taking teleport in mid. I'm not talking about professional play. I'm talking about in solo queue. Teleport takes way too long to take it mid. So really what you want to do now in mid is either take flash and ignite or flash and ghost. I take ghost. Ghost gives you a ton of mobility, and it kind of shortens up the gap of not having teleport in mid, and then it's going to help you at other points, and since it's such a low cooldown, you'll get a lot of usage out of it. But anyways, the point is, LeBlanc can make really good usage out of either of these, whether you take Ghost or Ignite, and she's extremely mobile. She's good at winning her lane and then pressuring other parts of the map just because of all of her insane mobility. So I've seen a lot of LeBlancs make really good usage out of that, and just be wary of LeBlanc. And also, I hate playing against LeBlanc because I'm a jungler and she's really hard to gank. So overall, she's definitely near the top of my powerful mids currently. As far as AD carry, you probably weren't expecting this, but it's going to be Twitch. Twitch, it's weird. I don't think Twitch is the best AD carry at all. I think the best AD carry is still Lucian. Sorry, I gotta clear my throat. I think the best AD carry is Lucian, but I think pretty much everyone knows that. Lucian's been the top AD carry for a really long time. But I've seen a lot of Twitches kind of sneak in, you know, early game, they're fine. They kind of do whatever in lane. They don't super crush lane, but they don't lose lane either. And then their late game team fighting is phenomenal right now. So I've seen Twitches just have a lot of success in general. That's why I think I'm gonna have to include him for the power pick this week, or this patch, I guess. I'm not gonna do this weekly. I'm gonna do it patchly. But anyways, as long as the Twitch builds correctly, which is a good amount of attack speed and like armor pin and stuff. I don't know the exact build because I don't play AD carry, but look up Twitch statistics, see the builds that have been winning, and as long as they do that and then position well in team fights, I've seen a lot of Twitches just completely carry games by themselves. I can't do it because I suck at AD carrying and positioning, but I've seen a lot of it happen, so definitely think Twitch is really powerful right now. And then finally, in the support role, if you've watched my streams, you will not be surprised by this. It's fucking Janna. I hate Janna so much, and I think she's really strong right now as far as we're concerned. I know that I have a personal grudge against Janna, so this could definitely be skewed, you know, but Janna is so strong in bot lane compared, well, when you are dealing with her as a jungler. Now, if you're not a jungler and you are a bot laner, you probably are like, this dude's tripping, Janna's not that big a deal, but Janna's lanes are impossible to gank just because of how Janna's kit works, and then her ult, it's almost impossible to kill her or her AD carry once you get into like really late game, and they just group with their team. They'll have 25 stacks on their mage eyes because they can't die. Everyone's got movement speed on their team. It's just aids to deal with. So this week it's going to be Janna. I could honestly probably say Janna every single patch until she gets nerfed into oblivion, but I'm not going to do that. But since this is the first time I've done my power picks it's going to be Janna. I hate Janna so much. I ban Janna every single one of my games because I don't like dealing with her as a jungler, but just be wary of Jannas. Now, hopefully you guys aren't at the elo where you play with really good Jannas, so you don't have to worry about it that much, but if you see a Janna, be on alert. Don't go near it. Try to win from other lanes. And that's going to be it for this video. We've got all the power picks done. We talked about the patch, which is really tiny. I introduced myself. Hello. Bye-bye. Not quite ending it yet, but it's pretty much over. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Let me know if you like the webcam, if you think I'm if you like looking at me, or if you think I'm an ugly hobgoblin. You know, either one, I don't care at all. I don't really care what you guys think about me, but I know you guys have been wanting the webcam, so here I am. If you have any other questions about the patch, if you want to ask me about anything, even if you want to ask me about lane echo, feel free, but my answers just might not be very good for you because I don't really care about that crap. But in general, if you want to ask me any other questions, you know, you think a champion's really strong, they should have been on the power pick, that's fine. I can discuss it with you in the comments. You know, leave comments, leave likes, follow me on Twitter, follow my Twitch. Actually, there's a new link in the description if you ever looked in the description. Now my Twitch is in there, it will be in all the rest of my videos. So go ahead and follow me there too. Make sure you catch me when I'm streaming. And I think that's everything. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.